Alright folks, it is Matthew here. We are back, and this is now going to be a bit of a historic moment because I'm going to be going on to case number 44 of Pacific Bay, second to last case in Ryan Canyon, and this will be my 100th case I would have investigated in criminal case since starting last year. See, look, I solved all 56, and now I'm about to go up to number 44. So here we go as we investigate my 100th case. Thanks to these three, Paula, Roberto, Cheyenne, and Thomas. The ties that bind. Matthew, I can't believe Spangler told us he'd helped an alien escape. As if we'd ever believe that crazy talk. And now he wants us to meet him in some sort of festival in the middle of the desert? I checked. It's a gathering of weirdos who get their kicks from drinking beer and then burning a big statue. I know, Matthew, it makes zero sense, but you know kids these days. Makes you wonder, what is Spangler really up to? Why would he go to a place like that? And why does he need you? Something doesn't seem right. I agree, Matthew. I don't believe in aliens either, but I love a good mystery. Let's go to that festival. What the hell is up with this place, Matthew? Looks like those hippies just passed the ultimate acid test. And of course they didn't clean up after themselves when they left. The place is a mess. I really don't get why Spangler wanted us to come here. Can you have a look around and see if you can find him? Okay. Of course I am under a happy hour. Oh no, it's Spangler. There's a faded flyer. I still don't see the headdress. Oh, there we are. Okay. Oh, come on. Can't we ever visit a place without tripping over a dead body? What are you saying, Matthew? Those medals, that mustache, you think it's Colonel Spangler? No, that's impossible. We've known Spangler for ages. He's always been around, and now you're telling me he's dead? I just can't believe it. Sure, I didn't like the guy, but he didn't deserve to end up burned to a crisp like this. It's so undignified. Why did he want us to come here? Did he know he was in danger? You're right, Matthew. To know what we're up against, we need to solve his murder. Hopefully this video camera you just picked up will give us a visual on what happened here. You'll just have to unlock it first. And you're right, this footprint is fresh, and it's facing away from the murder, as if our killer fled the crime scene. Can you run it through the database, Matthew? I agree, there was definitely something written on that flyer, but don't expect me to work on that piece. You're the one with the magic skills. You're right, Matthew, I should behave. The Colonel's been killed for some mysterious reason, and we need to solve this. Okay, we'll autopsy Colonel Spangler's body. And I'm gonna grab a bunch of stars, so sit tight. Okay, I've got me some more stars. Let's examine the video camera first. I'm just gonna go in the order. It doesn't really matter now if I unlock the next crime scene. R07, and QCE. Whew! On a roll, Matthew. You unlocked the video camera you found near Spangler's body. Oh wait, you're right. There's a video running, and Spangler's in it. We'd better watch it. Commissioner Matthew, if you're seeing this, it means that I'm dead. I knew it was a risk when I decided to help the alien escape. But I needed to keep them from turning this poor alien into a lab experiment. I know we didn't always see eye to eye, but I respect you, Commissioner Matthew. Please, you need to finish what I started. You must protect the alien. Go to the Oasis, and everything will become clear. But remember, whoever killed me will likely come after you too. Be careful, Commissioner Matthew. Now that's unexpected. So Spangler was willing to die to save another person's life? He doesn't sound like such a bad guy after all, don't you think, Matthew? But all this alien stuff still sounds crazy, and it also sounds like it cost Spangler his life. He said we would find answers at the Oasis. I agree, we should head there immediately. I believe that's the second one. But before we go to the Oasis, I had to examine these two. Hosted by Ezra Hope. There we go. I guess I should say that's good work, Matthew. You've recovered this flyer's contents. So what's it about? I see, this is the flyer for the festival. It says, Peace, Aliens Music, Alien Festival. So this is all about aliens, huh? The flyer also mentions the festival is hosted by a certain Ezra Hope. Oh gosh, that's the nudist. Oh, you know him, Matthew? You met Ezra in a previous investigation? Well, let's go bust Ezra's chops then. God, I hate to meet his relatives. Groovy, Commissioner Matthew. You can't enjoy the festival. When we light up that big statue, the aliens will come and spread peace all over Earth. It's gonna be off the hook. So much for peace. An army colonel has been murdered at your festival. His name is Colonel Spangler. Whoa, bad karma. He was a military guy, you say? We don't see many of those around here. We're all about peace and welcoming the aliens to our planet. Nothing to do with war. You keep talking about the aliens coming. You know they don't exist, right? Rude, dude. Listen, I don't know anything about this Spangler guy, and I don't want trouble. I just hope you catch whoever did this so the festival can go on. Namaste and good luck. 221 now. Okay, Matthew, these are the footprints you found at the crime scene. Once you're done running them through the database, we'll know more about the killer, I'm sure. Here we go. Oh, there we are. They were army boots. Right on, Matthew. You found a match for the footprints the killer left at the crime scene. These are military boots. So the killer wears army boots. They think they can walk away from us, but I promise I'll soon put my own feet in their face. Okay, let's now investigate the Oasis. faded paper, the crate, rake, lily pad and duck, and oil lantern. Hey, I got the first star already. Wow, was that a crate of weapons? Looks like Spangler came here prepared for war. If you want to search through it, be careful. But what about this paper? It was addressed to Spangler, but the rest of the message is faded. I know, we should recover what this message says, and when I say we, I mean you. Great, thanks a lot. See here. Aha, phone. A GPS beacon. Spangler was beyond paranoid. He carried enough army gear for a whole squad. Anyway, find something useful, Matthew? Oh no, another device. Just my luck. This device is like a tiny radar. Seems pretty useless anyway. I never know how to make these things work. Maybe shaking it will do something. Freeze! Nobody move! Whoa! Drop that gun, whoever you are! What, Matthew? You know that man? Oh, I see. That's Agent Z from the Government Investigation Authority, the GIA. I just got a signal from one of the trackers I put on Colonel Spangler. Easy, cowboy. Spangler's dead. But please stick around. Commissioner Matthews got some questions for you. Why he was tracking Spangler? So, Agent C, you put a tracker in Spangler's belongings that kept you updated on his every move. Why? I am not entitled to share this information with you. Hey, just because you're a fancy GIA agent in a $10,000 suit doesn't mean you can play smart with us. I guess it doesn't matter now that he's dead. Spangler went rogue recently. He allegedly stole material from his research and development site for a personal agenda. You know how sensitive the GIA is about secrets. We don't take chances. If a colonel disobeys, well, it means we have a situation. Spangler was under surveillance, hence the tracker, but it looks like he's not a problem anymore. I think that's 4 coins I have. I'm gonna get me a few more stars. I'll be right back. Okay, folks, I got me some more stars. Let's examine the faded paper. Spangler, meet me here, 15-3-32. You're done wasting your time on retrieving messages from old letters, Matthew. Oh, you're right. This letter was addressed to Spangler, and it says, meet me here. I take it here is the oasis, considering the picture. I wish I knew who sent this letter to Spangler too, Matthew, but there's no name, just numbers. Good idea. Numbers are Hannah's specialty. Let's enter this letter right away. Nine hours. I'll let these two run their courses, and I'm going to grab a whole bunch of stars in the meantime. So for now, I'll see you tomorrow morning. Alright folks, it is Matthew here. We are back, and we're now going to get the results of the letter in my 100th case on criminal case that I'm investigating. Matthew, I gotta admit, the numbers on that letter which was addressed to Spangler tested my resourcefulness. I ran a battery of tests, binary, post-binary, floating point algorithms, until I mistakenly tapped the numbers into our database, and it gave me Chief Marquez's profile. These numbers correspond to Chief Marquez's service number. She's the one who wanted to meet with Spangler. Andrea? Andrea wanted to meet up with Spangler at his secret hideout? That had better not be for a secret date, or I swear I'll... Sorry, Matthew, I know temper and all, and you're saying we need to have a talk with our chief. As a suspect? I guess you're right. We do need to treat Andrea as a suspect. It just seems so unbelievable. Oh my gosh. I just hope she's not the killer. Got her meeting with Spangler. Hey Andrea, there's something Commissioner Matthew would like to talk to you about. Is it about Spangler's case? You found the killer and we can call it a day? Is that what you came to tell me? Not exactly. Matthew found this letter you sent to Spangler. And well, you know the drill. Collect clues, interrogate suspects. Oh, I understand. It's perfectly fine, Matthew. I will answer anything you ask me. And it's true, I met with Spangler. Why would you need to see Spangler? And why in the middle of the desert? I said I would answer all your questions, but I never said I would do it now. Sorry, Matthew, I just need some time. But be sure that sooner or later you will know everything. But Andrea, this is not up for a debate, Frank. A killer is roaming free. Why are you still standing here? What do you think Andrea is hiding from us, Matthew? You're right, it's highly suspicious and frankly upsetting, but we should focus more on the facts and see how this investigation unfolds. Come on, let's get back to work. I'll let the victim's body run more. I'll let the autopsy run its course. I'm sure that Andrea Marquez is not the killer, but you never know what could happen. But it wouldn't be the first time Samuel King was found guilty of murder on Adam Bentley back in Grimsboro. So we'll find out more after it's run its course. So for now, this is Matthew. I'll see you for that. We just took a big turn here. I sure hope the results will not be very, very sad. Well, something happened, folks. I lost the video that I made, so here you go. Hey Matthew, I'm sorry about Spangler. How are you holding up? It's sad and all right, but that doesn't mean we're going to go crying over his death. Right, anyway, I'm not sure how the fire started, but it was violent. I say a Molotov cocktail, but you have to find remnants to be 100% sure. Spangler would have had more chance of escaping the fire if he hadn't been strapped to the spelunking harness in the first place. Spell a what? Spelunking, Frank. Caving, if you like. It's a hobby which consists of exploring natural caves, not for a city slicker like you. So the killer enjoys exploring caves? Well, I hope they can also dig tunnels, because that's one skill that could be helpful in prison. So we know the killer enjoys spelunking? Okay, Matthew, Spangler used to ruin our day, but him getting killed is the frosting on the cake. I mean, we've been dealing with such weird stuff. Top of the list, Andrea's behavior is decidedly odd. She admitted she met with Spangler before he died, but she won't tell us why. There's also Agent Z, who was tailing Spangler and seems relieved that someone else took care of him. Matthew, here you are. I got something big. You gotta see this. What's with all the noise, kid? Deliver the facts already. I know where Spangler's alien is hiding. That's what happened before my tablet supposedly quit on me. Alright folks, it is Matthew here. We are back, and we're now going to get to Chapter 2. Matthew, I know where Spangler's alien is hiding. I found encrypted footage on the video camera you found near Spangler's body in it. Where you found near Spangler's body. In it, Spangler says that the alien he's protecting is hiding in a cave. More nonsense from the old man. This alien gig is starting to get old. You better listen to Matthew, Frank. No matter how crazy Spangler sounds in this video, that cave is a solid lead to follow to solve this murder. I've sent the cave coordinates to your tablet, and I suggest you wear the right equipment, because you don't go caving in a Hawaiian shirt, Frank. Okay, you got me. Let's gear up and go explore that cave. Here we go. Stone, faded paper, and broken device. All in 3 seconds. Wow. I gotta say, Matthew, crawling through there was a real pain, but the juice was worth the squeeze. This cave is amazing. Nice catch. This broken item looks promising. You think you can fix it? This pile of rocks is way less inspiring, though. Don't expect me to search through it. I'll leave that to you. The saying goes with this faded drawing. I don't care if it reads, leave that orb. Don't expect me to retrieve the rest of the message for you. Great, thanks a lot.
I should have known. The only person who loves motor big lots more than me at the end of the day. Hurry in this Labor Day and get a Dyson DC-40 refurbished vacuum for only $179. Make your money last. Shop Big Lots first.
Examine the pile of stones. Molotov Cocktail 101. Wow, it's a diagram. What did you find under these rocks? Is that a guide to making Molotov cocktails? Still on the right track, Matthew. Since you know our killer used a Molotov cocktail to off Spangler, it's likely they read this guide to prepare. Yes, I can see there's a strange mark on the document. Think you could grab a sample of it? There we are. Neatly done, Matthew. You got a sample of pink substance off that Molotov cocktail diagram the killer left us in the cave. Let's send it to the lab. Okay, 6 hours. Now let's get to the faded drawing. Army not welcome, Ezra. Wow. Good work, Matthew. So what was written on that paper? Leave that orb, Army not welcome, and it's signed by Ezra. Wait, is that drawing supposed to be Spangler? He looks even more dumb than the real one. Sorry, Matthew. It means Ezra didn't want Spangler to come to this cave. I'm with you. We gotta go grill Ezra about that threat. About his threat against Spangler? Say, Ezra, Commissioner Matthew found your little drawing. Threatening a colonel? Doesn't sound very peaceful to me. Whoa, easy there, dude. Spangler and I had a beef going on about the cave, alright, but this drawing I made is nothing to get upset about. That cave has ancient mystical powers. It's a gateway to alien civilizations. You bet I wanted to keep it safe from the military. They turned everything into a weapon. A gateway to alien civilization? You think you can get away with mystical gibberish, punk? We know the killer went to that cave, and it might just be you. I just wanted to protect that cave. It holds a secret for peace on Earth. You don't protect peace by killing. I even learned spelunking so I could guard it, and I'm claustrophobic. That's a bravery, man. I'm not a killer. Nothing escapes you, Matthew. Ezra was wearing army boots, just like our killer, and he pretends to hate the army? Those hippies, they're so full of it.
Raping boys is morally acceptable.
Got the 9 in time. Amazing, Matthew. This strange device you restored looks like it was taken from a sci-fi movie, but we're far from Ivywood, aren't we? Let's send it to Hannah. $12. I'll let these two run their courses. So for now, I'll see you then. Alright folks, it is Matthew. We are back, and we're now going to get the results of the pink substance. That substance you collected for the Molotov cocktail guide will give you a pretty good picture of what happened, Matthew. See, if I was a murderer, and I'm really happy that I'm not, the Molotov cocktail would be the last weapon I would choose. They're extremely hazardous, and there's no doubt your killer burnt themselves when they set it alright. They set it alight. How do I know? Because that pink substance comes from burn treatment cream. Ha! Well, if the killer was stupid enough to burn themselves with their Molotov cocktail, they'll soon feel the burn of the law. And considering I have family issues tomorrow, have a family thing tomorrow, I'm going to speed this up. Matthew, I've never seen anything like that cube you found in the cave. This is incredibly advanced technology. I had to develop post-binary protocols to make it work, and let me tell you, that was no small task. Can you be clearer, kid? I assume this hunk of junk was just an overly decorated paperweight. It's way more than that. That cube contained a massive amount of data, and I found something that will interest you. It's a tri-dimensional project of Colonel Spangler and Randolph talking about a distant planet. I transferred the video feed into my tablet. Look! I found it, Colonel. That's my planet, Crep 9. Look, it's right here. That is your planet? Yes, Randolph transferred magnetic waves from the orb to the cube and got the map. You know what it means. Randolph can go home. Randolph, this is wonderful. Finally, there is hope. I promise you I will do all that is within my power to take you home, even if it's the last thing I ever do. Cool, we make pinky promise? Matthew, I can't believe what we just saw. So Randolph is the alien Spangler was trying to protect? He's the one we're supposed to save now? I know Randolph keeps telling everyone he's from Crep 9, but since when do we have to believe such nonsense? You're right, Matthew. The point is that if Randolph made Spangler believe all this crap, he's not as stupid as we thought he was. Let's go find him. About his relationship with Spangler? Randolph, Commissioner Matthew found the video in which you spoke to Colonel Spangler about your planet. He really believed you came from Crep 9, didn't he? Of course he did. The Colonel was Randolph's friend. Randolph is lost without him. I can never go back to Crep 9. Maybe Spangler bought your little alien running gag, but I'm afraid this won't be working with Commissioner Matthew. Now spill, what did you really need Spangler for? Please, be nice with Randolph. Spangler told Randolph that if he died, there wouldn't be anyone to protect me. But he also spoke about you, Commissioner Matthew. He said you were a nice Earthling, and I know that I know that soon you'll believe Randolph and help him. Okay, Matthew, this investigation is getting crazier by the minute. One more word about aliens and I'll be downing my entire flask. Well, my well-balanced mind is strongly against it, but I guess you're right in that we should dig deeper into Spangler's delusions. Let's go back to the Oasis, where he had a secret hideout. Had a happy hour with some ×6 combos, and I decided to go back to Grimsboro and work on some puzzle cases. Fish trap. Oh boy. Faded poster and cap. Of course, as always, I think I had this game down to a science now. It's too bad I didn't think about trying to save my energy until I'm well up above in the range like Ace is. You seriously think you will find something in that fish trap, Matthew? Well, you're the hero here. I'll let you handle it. Wow, this poster you just picked up reads, "Terminate on sight." This is serious. We gotta retrieve the rest of its content. There we are. Thank you, Colonel Spangler Pearl. So what did you find in that fishnet, Matthew? A photo of a student? How did it end up there? There's a message written, "Thank you, Colonel Spangler," and it's signed by a certain Pearl. You know this woman? Oh, I see. She's that famous archaeologist you met in a previous investigation. Oh yeah, Pearl Montana. Don't dream. I didn't read your reports. I just heard Amy mentioning her. Anyway, what did Spangler do for that woman to make her so grateful? Right on, Matthew. Let's go talk to Pearl. She's got some burn marks too. So I got my second coins. About the photo she gave to Spangler? Okay. Pearl Montana, Commissioner Matthew found this picture of you on graduation day. Weird thing is, you wrote a message thanking Colonel Spangler. Spangler is the reason I became an archaeologist. When I was 16, my parents sent me to an army summer camp in the desert. I was miserable until I met the Colonel. Spangler asked me to help him find a lost Inca artifact, possibly of alien origin. I thought archaeology was boring until Spangler showed me how adventurous it all is. Spelunking into forbidden temples, exploring booby-trapped pyramids, or dodging falling boulders while running away. He taught me to always wear army boots. It lessens the chances of getting your feet crushed. You look surprised, Commissioner Matthew. I guess you haven't seen Colonel Spangler's fun side yet, but you'll see he's quite the adventurer. Wow, I never heard someone say Spangler was so much fun before. I just always imagined him old and grumpy, and I feel bad for saying it, but you know he's been murdered, right? What? No, that can't be. Commissioner Matthew, Colonel Spangler made me who I am. Please find his killer and avenge him, or I swear I will. Well, she's already in the running now. Whether she knows it or not. Spangler's picture. Whoa, that's Spangler on that poster. He was being hunted down. And you're right, to all agents, terminate on sight? That's got to be from Agent Z's department. I know I need to speak to him about this, but how will we find him? Let's give that GPS beacon you found earlier another shake. It worked once after all. Don't move! Blimey, that really worked. This guy is just like a manservant you can ring for. About the manhunt for Spangler? Okay, big guy, time for some straight talk. We know you and your GIA pals called a manhunt for Spangler, so there's no use pretending you didn't kill him. Why would I kill Spangler when he was the only person who could tell me where the alien is hiding? Oh, please, you're sold on this alien gag too? But you're GIA. You must know that this whole thing is just a hoax, right? It's not a hoax. I looked all over the desert for that alien. I went through 3 pairs of army boots traipsing around. We don't care about your boots. If you have some juice on that alien thing, you'd better spill it. I am not at liberty to discuss this matter with you. Playing the robot card again, I see. But if you're the one who killed Spangler Agency, Commissioner Matthew will find out. He doesn't even have any burns, so he's clear. Alright, Matthew, I can honestly say that this is the weirdest investigation in my career. Everyone we've met seems to believe in those stupid alien theories. We discovered Ezra had a beef with Spangler about the cave because he thinks he can use it to, communicate with aliens. Communicate with the aliens. We also saw a video of Colonel Spangler promising Randolph that he would help him go back to his home planet. And I can't believe I just said that. And we know the government called a manhunt for Spangler, but we can't make Agent Z squeal. Matthew, we have a problem. Andrea is nowhere to be found and I can't reach her. She's just gone. Uh-oh. Not like the cheat to do this. I'll get the remaining stars and then we'll go to Chapter 3. Alright folks, it is Matthew here. We are back and we're now going to do Chapter 3. I'm also going to level up at the same time. Matthew, we have a problem. Andrea is nowhere to be found and I can't reach her. She's just gone. What? Andrea disappeared? That's not like her. She must have left a note, something. The only lead I've got is a GPS signature from her phone before she switched it off. It seems she was heading to that cave in the desert. I know, Matthew, something's not right. We interrogate Andrea as a suspect and then she vanishes? Something must have happened to her. We must follow her to that cave. She may be in danger. Well, maybe not. Oh, that was just the opening. Alright. There we go. Oh, that's odd. Andrea's not here, Matthew. I don't like it. Quick, let's have a look at these new clues you just scored us. Let's start with that torn picture you just picked up. I trust you'll fix it up in a flash. Hey, there's Andrea's handwriting on this old article. She wrote, "All this time it was you." The rest of the article is faded. I'm counting on you, Matthew. What do I care if Randolph left his bag here for grabs? It's got nothing to do with Andrea. If you want to waste time searching it, don't expect me to help. There we are. There's the notification. more energy. Okay, let's go for it. You burnt me, now you will burn. Pearl. Oh gosh. Matthew, that picture you just fixed shows Colonel Spangler, and he's burning? The flames aren't real, but are sure reminiscent of the murder. There's a message too. You burnt me, now you will burn. And it's signed by Pearl. So she lied to us. She didn't like Spangler. She hated him. Let's go grill Montana. About our message to Spangler? Commissioner Matthew found this picture of the Colonel with your kind note on it, Mrs. Montana. You burnt me, now you will burn. Want to start explaining? I'm so stupid. I should have known you'd find this picture and accuse me of killing Spangler, Commissioner Matthew. I was just so upset when he denied me access to the cave. It was a big break in my career, but he wanted it as an asset for Army research and development. So you knew about the cave, and you felt angry enough to send such a threat to Spangler. I was just upset, that's all. I thought Spangler knew what the cave would mean to an archaeologist. I wouldn't have dreamed of hurting him. You've got to believe me. We'll keep an eye on you, Montana. Don't go anywhere for now. Yes, we will keep an eye on her. Homemade gadget. Pretty spiffy. Are you done digging through Randolph's bag? This weird gadget's totally random, like him. We don't have time for this. Oh, but you're right. There's an Army logo on that device. How did Randolph get his hands on Army property? Alright, you got a point. This is suspicious. We better send this gadget to Hannah. Homemade gadget, 9 hours. You're done fixing that article, Matthew? Hey, I recognize that little girl. It's Andrea. The article says she claimed to have seen a UFO. Could this be about those weird memories of hers? And that soldier looks familiar. Oh boy, I didn't recognize him without the mustache. It's a young Colonel Spangler. The article says Andrea was interviewed, but that Colonel Spangler denied the existence of UFOs. Wait, does that mean Spangler didn't believe in aliens back then? Makes you wonder what changed his mind. Matthew, I was hoping you'd come. I'm sorry I left the station like that. Come back with me and I will tell you everything you need to know. Andrea, you're here. We've been looking for you everywhere. I was so worried. Oh, there's Andrea. About the press article. Thanks for agreeing to speak to me, Matthew. It's time I told you what I saw that day more than 30 years ago. As you know, I only had hazy memories of that day, but after I found this article and went to meet Spangler, it all came back. We had an argument. I told him that I was that little girl he bullied all those years ago, and as my anger grew stronger, glimpses of what I saw that day came back to me. What glimpses? What did you see exactly? Tell us what happened. Well, this is what I remember. Wow, 36 years ago. I'll be right back, Mom. I'm just getting my teddy bear. What's going on? Where am I? I am lost. Excuse me, are you the Tooth Fairy? What planet is this? Am I on Earth? Are you like an alien or something? Do you want to be my friend? My name is Andrea, and I am 6.5. No, don't come any closer. Get back, get back. Please don't go. I just want to be your friend. and he got away. Or she got away. I wouldn't know. I kept telling everybody about it, and that's when Spangler turned up. He made sure that everyone thought I was just lying, or worse, crazy. Can you imagine what that does to a little girl? It ruined my childhood. Heck, it's ruined my whole life. Even today, I have severe trust issues because of it. Leaving aside the whole alien thing for a second, Andrea, why now? Why would you suddenly remember that Spangler was behind this? I guess I buried everything that happened that day deep inside me, but after seeing that article, I couldn't lie to myself anymore. You know we're on your side, but honestly, how do you expect us to believe you? This whole story about the alien, it's nuts. Andrea, just tell us, did you kill Spangler? I'm not going to lie. There was a moment where I thought about killing the man who made my life miserable. But believe me, that's not who I am. Honestly, Andrea, I don't know who you are anymore. Well, she's not the killer because she doesn't even have any burn marks. So she's already clear. What a relief. I'll let the homemade gadget run its progress, I should say. I'll see you guys for that. Alright folks, it is Matthew. We are back. I'm trying to be a little quiet because I'm in a classroom right now. I'm by myself though. Let's get the results of the homemade gadget. Thanks for that gadget you brought me, Matthew. It's the perfect marriage between high and low tech. The central unit is Army property, but the rest of the machine was made from soda cans, straws, and a golf ball. Pretty amazing, don't you think? It was made to emit a signal through space, and it's still broadcasting the same message over and over, calling Planet Crep 9. This is Randolph, calling Planet Crep 9. When is this alien gag going to stop? How are we supposed to believe Randolph sent messages to the stars with a gadget made of junk? Good reasoning, Matthew. Spangler must have gotten this army device for Randolph. It means he took huge risks just to help him. We gotta go shake Randolph up about it. About using Army property for its device. He really is 28. A year older than me. Oh, you found Randolph's interstellar communications machine, Commissioner Matthew. Did someone call back? No, because aliens don't exist. What we'd like to know is how you got your hands on Army property. Did Spangler get it for you? Yes, Colonel Spangler stole it for Randolph. Now you know how much the Colonel loved Randolph. Spangler gave a lot of gifts to Randolph, like these brand new Army boots. Randolph loves them. Randolph used them as bookends. They're lovely. That's not exactly what Army boots are made for. Don't be silly. Randolph knows what boots are for. I use them for spelunking too. They're perfect. You're a nice guy, Randolph, but something tells me you are way less stupid than you look. We'll be in touch. Don't go anywhere. Well, now he's in the running. This is no good, Matthew. We still don't know who killed Spangler, and all we've been doing is running into crazy alien stuff. I don't think we can give much credit to whatever Randolph babbled about Spangler helping him make contact with his planet. And please, I don't even want to talk about Andrea. Whatever happened between her and Spangler when she was a kid, I don't want anything to do with it. But no matter what crazy stuff people throw at us, I know you'll get to the bottom of this thing, Matthew. Let's go back to where it all started, the hippie festival. Time to put that case to bed once and for all. Starting with my inspiration, Mr. Ace Charming, better known as Trevor. Scorpion, a lighter, glass debris, let's see, twig and crown, there we are. project. Cool. Nice catch, Matthew. This lighter has to be the one the killer used to ignite the Molotov cocktail that turned Spangler into a human torch. You're right, there's a weird splotch on it. Better collect a sample. And once you've restored this glass debris, I'm confident we'll have enough evidence to zero in on the killer. I'm counting on you, Matthew. Well, I won't disappoint. And I never will. This is my 100th case, after all. Wow, that was lucky. I don't know how I did it. First crack and I hit it. Unbelievable. Great, let's not waste another minute and send these drops you isolated from the lighter off to Jan so we can nab Spangler's killer. Okay, 9 hours. And considering that I do have a family emergency tonight, I will speed up the second one, but after I let it run its course a little bit more. There we are. Deft hand, Matthew, so this glass debris was the killer's Molotov cocktail. You know what that means. It means you can file this bottle as our murder weapon, and once Jan is done analyzing this piece, the killer won't stand a chance. I'll let them run their courses, and I'll see you for them. Alright folks, it is Matthew here. We are back, and we're now going to get the results of the blue substance. We're going to find out who killed Colonel Spangler. What an epic hunch, Matthew. That sample you took from the killer's lighter holds a telltale clue about how they are dressed. How exactly? Is the killer covered in blue goo? Of course not. That liquid is alcohol used for eyewear maintenance, and more specifically for tinted glasses. So the killer wears sunglasses? Well, Matthew's going to send them where the sun never shines very soon. I'm going to speed this up, but before we do, let's check out. But I know it's not Andrea Marquez. It looks like it's either Agent Z or Pearl Montana. As you can see, I have all the stars. I'm going to speed this up now. A Molotov cocktail is the messiest murder weapon possible, Matthew. The killer surely should have thought about it twice, because that's one big mistake they made. The real mistake would be to not give us what you found out now, Jan. Of course, I managed to test a flammable compound from residue I isolated from inside of the bottle. This compound turned out to be antiseptic for pierced ears. The killer used it as the flammable liquid to make their Molotov cocktail. Shiny, so the killer's wearing earrings. Time to go pull a killer's ears, Matthew. The writing's on the wall. I know who did it. Normally this is the most exciting part, Matthew, when you've collected enough evidence to put the killer behind bars. But today I'm afraid. I'm afraid because Andrea is one of our suspects, and what if she's been hiding more secrets from us? Mark my words, Matthew, if she's the one who killed Spangler, I quit. She's not the killer, Frank. It's Pearl, Montana. You're a real clumsy Tomb Raider, Montana, leaving a shattered Molotov cocktail on the crime scene. Really? Aren't archaeologists supposed to be neat? Oh, just my luck. Incompetent detectives. You came here to pin Spangler's murder on me? How could I ever kill him? He's the one who made me discover archaeology. Exactly. And then you helped him discover that cave, but you felt duped after he shut it down for his own agenda. That's absurd. I've dedicated my life to unveiling secrets. Why would I bury a friend who was on the brink of making contact with an alien civilization? How about we keep it down to earth, Montana? As in, you're a cave explorer, and it's not surprising you tied a Spangler with a spelunking harness before burning him. You're making sense of things that you shouldn't. I didn't burn Spangler. Oh, you didn't? You even burnt yourself. Look at you. Your parents never told you not to play with fire? I guess I should have known that you weren't just a crime scene sweeper, Commissioner Matthew. You're also smart. Well, what do you want me to say? I killed Spangler. The alien cave was the biggest discovery of my life. I was going to be the first woman to prove the presence of alien life on this planet. But Spangler wouldn't let me tell anyone about it. Why is that scientific breakthroughs are still monopolized by men? Because the truth is, he didn't want to keep it a secret. Oh no, he wanted to take all the credit and announce it as his own discovery. That's why I went to the festival, to stop him. I wanted to watch that filthy double-crosser burn, so I came prepared. I thought people would just accuse the hippies of going overboard, and they would have if it hadn't been for you. I'm not sure Spangler would have kept you away from that cave for the reason you think, Montana. But it doesn't matter. You're under arrest. Listen, Mrs. Montana, I know that Spangler's mustache was a crime against fashion, but was that reason enough to kill him? It's got nothing to do with whiskers. Without him, I wouldn't have been famous. Famous for proving that aliens have been here among us for decades. But everyone knows that, dear. I had a French teacher in high school who came from planet Bagutron, and he blended in perfectly. Nice guy, really. I'm the one who discovered the whole truth about the aliens. I'm the new Columbus, Marco Polo, Neil Armstrong. Make a statue of me. Give me the Nobel Prize. All I can give you is a lifetime sentence for the murder of a U.S. Army colonel. Court is adjourned. I didn't expect to ever say this, but I'm sad to think that Spangler won't be around to entertain us with his loony stories anymore. Don't you agree, Matthew? Oh yeah, but he gave us one heck of a run and he died wanting to redeem himself. That's important, I guess. I gotta say, I'm really glad that Andrea had nothing to do with Spangler's death after all, but now we're gonna have to deal with her own alien theories. Talking about Andrea, I should call her now, see how she's holding up. Sorry, Matthew, but I like to keep this conversation private. Before we do, let's take a look. Ezra Hope almost made the cut. He doesn't wear sunglasses. Agent Z was cleared because he doesn't spelunk, and he doesn't even wear earrings. And our own police chief, Andrea Marquez, she was not the killer from the beginning. The only thing she matched was that she wears earrings. Randolph almost made the cut, but he doesn't wear earrings. It was Pearl, Montana. Well, that's it for now. I'll see you guys for the AI. Okay, folks, it is Matthew. We are back, and we're now going to get to Map of the Stars, Part 6. Previously on Criminal Case. I know I will sound crazy, but listen carefully. The alien needs you, Commissioner Matthew. He seems to trust you, and he'll need your help to get back to his planet. Yes, you've already met him, and if something happens to me, you need to make sure neither the government nor the military recaptures him. Matthew, I've heard about what happened, and I'm worried about Andrea. Now Spangler's dead. She won't get the answer she so desperately wanted from him. Good idea. We should go back to the Oasis, Spangler's hideout. Who knows? We might find yet some answers. We might yet find some answers for Andrea. Not this again. I'm so tired of all this alien nonsense. What do you say, Matthew? You think you can help me prove once and for all that aliens don't exist? I'm with you. Let's go back to the cave, see if we can debunk this whole thing. I'm gonna go to the hideout first, or the Spangler's hideout, yeah. Spangler's bag. You want to look through Spangler's bag, Matthew? I feel bad about it, but it's the right thing to do. I agree. Let's see what's in Spangler's bag. Oh! Spangler's diary. So what did you find in Spangler's bag, Matthew? A diary? You're right. There's a photo of Andrea as a young girl in it. Let's read some of what's written. A small child showed me the crash site. There's no doubt about it. He's talking about Andrea. So Spangler wrote about their meeting all those years ago? Quick, we need to send this diary to the lab. "6 hours. I'll get them in the morning. Now let's investigate the hidden cave." There's the briefcase. Banana peel, skull cap, and scooter. So what did you find this time, Matthew? A briefcase? You're right, you'd better unlock it. Another coins. VAE, yep. Oh no, N5Y. Oh well. Missed out on that, but that's alright. Nice job unlocking that briefcase, Matthew, but what's that torn piece of paper inside it? I agree, that document must have been pretty important if keeping it under lock wasn't enough. Think you can piece it back together? There we go. Oh well. Bingo! That torn paper was top secret. And look, there's the GIA logo on it, Matthew. Let's see, there's an alien and an arrow pointing to a man. What could it mean? I see. I didn't see the text. Warning, the alien could now be anyone. Wait a second, does that mean the GIA thinks the alien is disguised as a human? I still refuse to believe in these crazy alien theories, but I agree. We've got to go talk to Agent Z. GIA's document on the aliens. Agent Z, Commissioner Matthew found a document of yours lying around. You'd better be more careful with this stuff. What makes you think I didn't want you to find it? The agency has allowed me to share some information with you, but if you repeat anything I'm about to say, I have the right to make you disappear. Understood? As you know, Colonel Spangler helped an alien escape. We believe the alien could have taken on the form of a human. It could be anyone, even you. Keep your eyes open, Commissioner Matthew, and if you ever spot a human acting suspicious, call the GIA. That alien needs to be captured. And before I go, here's a little something to make your search a bit easier. Alright, 20,000. Well, thank you very much. Oh, I got 2 extra energy. And I will let it run its course a little bit more. Actually, you know what? I'm going to speed it up. I want to see this. So I checked out Spangler's diary, Matthew. He talks about a sweet girl who showed him the crash site, confirmed of alien origin. So, does that mean Andrea really did meet an alien all those years ago? Well, that depends on whether you choose to believe Spangler or not. I can't prove nor dispute what he wrote. He goes on to say that they took the alien to their base, and that agents convinced everyone that Andrea was lying. I don't know what to think, Matthew. Could Andrea really have been telling the truth? Spangler adds that he felt bad about what he had to do, but orders were orders. You're right, Matthew. Whether this is all true or not, Andrea needs to know Spangler believed her. Let's go talk to her. Some more energy. About Spangler's diary. Chief, Matthew found Spangler's diary, and in it he talks about meeting you as a young girl. He also explains how agents covered up the truth. He believed you. So I was right all along. I wasn't crazy. Well, at least Spangler seems to corroborate what you saw. You don't know how good it is to hear that after all these years, Matthew. It was like I was living a lie all my life, and suddenly I know the truth. Thank you so much for everything you've done for me, Matthew. Come on, let's go celebrate. Burgers are on me. Why did you go and let Andrea think that she wasn't crazy to believe in aliens, Matthew? You saw what all this alien talk did to Spangler. Do you want her to end up the same way? It's sweet of you to worry about me, Frank, but I can make my own decisions about what's true or not, and I'll tell you something more. I think I'm going to need a drink. I'm convinced Randolph is the alien. What? But Andrea, can't you see? Randolph took Spangler for a ride, and now he's taking you for one too. Stop it, Frank. Now, I like to meet Randolph, but he's gone missing. I'd like you to help me look for him, Matthew. Let's start with the festival grounds. You bet. Sword, bra, mushroom, guitar, hat, sausage, faded paper, blimp, Gorilla, an umbrella, headdress. Arcade cabinet. Boom! There we are. Well spotted, Matthew. There is Randolph's name on that piece of paper. The message reads, Randolph, if ever something happens, hide here. But of course, most of the message has been erased. Do you think you can recover it, Matthew? We need to find out where Randolph is hiding. Coordinates. Great work recovering that message, Matthew. So Spangler told Randolph to hide if ever something happened. Huh? Of course Spangler had to use coordinates to indicate the location. Let's ask Hannah to make sense of it. "6 hours also. This one I'm gonna let it run its course." So I'll see you guys for that. Alright folks, it is Matthew here. We are back, and we're now going to get the results of the coordinates as I finish up my 100th case in criminal case. So I decoded the coordinates where Randolph is hiding based on the message Spangler wrote to him. But I've been speaking to Frank, Andrea, and maybe he's right. Maybe you should just forget about this whole alien thing. Not a chance. I've been waiting all my life to meet the alien I saw as a little girl. But Andrea, how could Randolph be the alien you met 50 years ago anyway? He looks too young. It was 36 years ago. I'm not that old. Now give me those coordinates, Missy. Fine. But please, Matthew, would you mind going with her, just in case? You found Randolph. Please don't hurt me. Randolph comes in peace. Shh, it's okay. We're friends. We just want to talk to you. Well, you remind Randolph of a little girl he saw when he first landed on Earth, so Randolph will trust you. One more star, and I will wrap up my next case, my 100th case. Here we go. Randolph, you just said I reminded you of a little girl you saw when you first landed on Earth? Oh yes, that little girl was very nice, but then the military came to take Randolph away. Randolph, I was that little girl. Are you really the alien I met all those years ago? But of course, who else would Randolph be? But Randolph has been on Earth for so long. Randolph wants to go back to his planet. Will you help? I know Matthew still doubts you, but I don't. I'd have done anything to help you when I was 6, and I'll do anything I can to help you now. Good. Let's make special plans to help Randolph escape before the bad men catch him. But first, Commissioner Matthew, please take this. You will need it. What? I can't believe you decided to trust Randolph, Andrea. He's out there, but he's definitely not an alien. Stop it, Frank. He's alone. He's scared. And you've seen how many people are out there trying to catch him. The government, the military. Randolph needs our help escaping back to his planet. Spangler risked his life for him, and so should we. Randolph wants us to meet him tonight in an abandoned fairground, and that's where we'll be. If you ask me, this sounds like a trap, Matthew. If you ask me, this sounds like a trap. Matthew, don't let Andrea come with you. She's not thinking clearly. Oh, Frank, you should learn to have faith in people. And just think of it like this. If Randolph isn't an alien, we will just look foolish for helping him. But on the other hand, what if he really is an alien? What then? That's my 100th case. That's going to do it for my 100th case, and I'll see you guys for case 45, the final case in the Ryan Canyon District. So for now, this is Matthew. Thank you for watching.